All right, so I don't work today. And we want to, because I don't work, we want to have me resting my foot as much as possible. So sitting here doing absolutely nothing with my foot on this stool, like kind of raised up, it's definitely a great way to rock out the day, right? Um, but if we're in here, why not play with our makeup? Right? I had a string that, there it is, it's to go. So, I think my partner took our daughter off, and I'd asked them to take her to the library, but I don't think that happened. Because when they took her upstairs to get dressed, it just went quiet, and yeah. But the main thing that we're doing today is we are going to recreate a bit of tutorial to recreate the look that we did yesterday, except I'm not going to use this bronzer, which is what I did use. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, like she is fantastic, and if it comes out again this summer, I'm totally picking up like a fresh one because like she's fantastic. But since we can't actually find this one, it's not on our website, it's a summer special, we have this, which will work similarly. So it has like the same kind of layout. And this is something so these are both Lis Wache, these are both Wache. This one has the exact same kind of mode, like with the different colors and stuff, to create a balanced bronzed face. So that's what we're going to be using today to see if we can't achieve the same kind of effect. Though this is like its own like baked, like just, she's gorgeous. But of course, before we can start doing anything on the face, we do have to cleanse our face. So we're going to cleanse with this, and then this, this is the pore refining one. So it's more focused. It has the AHAs and the BHAs, but it's more focused on like hydrating the skin, our moisturizer, and of course, sunscreen, baby, sunscreen. All right, so to start out our base and our face, we're going in with like more of a glow booster. It's the Halo Glow liquid filter. So anything that's similar to this, so like you can use the Rimmel, anything like that. For me, I use shade, it's Fair. Shade 1 Fair. Like they've changed up how they do the lineup of the way they say it on the bottom of the bottle here, because this was like one of the newer, like first iterations, like when it was first released. Sorry for the clap. Okay, so once we've gotten that all over the face, we're then going to go in with our concealers. I like to use the Haus Labs. So for any of the demarcations, like the little friends that I have going on, that's what I tend to use. I'm going to use 10 Golden for my entire face. And for my under eye, I'm going to use Fair Peach. Especially before I do Fair Peach on the under eye, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Makeup Eraser in the shade 105, which is their neutralizer under the eye. I take off the sponge because it bothers me. I've realized it bothers me. I'm just going to do like that many clicks and wait for it to come up, because I feel like I'm going to get like more product use out of this without the sponge on there, because it all goes into the sponge and then you can't like get all of that product out of the sponge, which is annoying. So I just wait for like the bubble to start, and then I will take it on my fingers. You have to make the sounds. Now, of course, you do your placement however you like it. Because I have this going on, that's why I placed it there. I always do around my nose because I find that tends to be like one of my redder spots. And then I kind of do there. I do have a little friend clearly propping up there. I must have picked myself a little bit. That's pretty much how she'll function. And then kind of let her sit and marinate just a bit, like that. Hold on. Okay, and then just let her marinate like that, and then we'll take this, and I do like to do a little bit of the triangle. Okay, and that is our concealer placement and how we'll do it. And of course I did dampen my sponge because I wanted to clean it up a bit. I'll take my sponge. For my face area, I'll use the flat portion. And for my inner eye area, I'll use this side. A lot of the times I'll do it dry. She is nice. She is damp right now. Okay, so once all that is done, and I've blended all that in, and she's looking pretty good, and I like her because we're definitely nice and cleaned up, I go in with this powder. You don't have to use this particular color either. Whatever suits you, of course. I like to do Cheeky Cherry. I like to do a pink toned for my under eye. You can also go with just like a lighter toned, or you can just do all over the face. But I do like to do a little bit of the under eye, and then I go in with the creams all over my face because I find that just helps. I do like the Wonder Snatch powder. I find it's also just, as much as Sephora's like easy for me to get to, I'm at work a lot of the time and I sell this at work. So I was super happy when NYX came out with their loose setting powder in like just such a nice, like small, convenient little thing. So this is Cheeky Cherry in the Wonder Snatch, and I just go through and make sure that there's no creasing, wrinkles, and then stamp her on. And I'll do one eye and then the next. I did dab some of the powder off on my hand and then go in and dab my loose powder on my under eye just so that it marries and kind of creates that sealing barrier so that my under eye isn't going like absolutely everywhere, and it just smooths it out and makes it look flawless. My lighting is like, I really do feel like I need to adjust how she sits or something. I don't know. So like, yes. So that is our base. Now we're going to go in with our contours. So our cool toned cream, and then our more mauve-y toned, like it's kind of like a cool toned, mauve-y toned flush. Both liquid creams, I put those on, and then I go in with powders that kind of marry or simulate like the same color. So like this powder is that same like cool toned mauve-y. And then of course we're using this like all-in-one bronzer, which also just helps and then ends up being like the perimeter. For my face shape, this is the placement that I like to do. For blending the blush, I like this kind of brush, like a nice rounded domey little situation. Okay, I think we're gonna have to do part 2, but this is pretty much what we're looking with for the creams. Okay, So now we're moving into the powders and like our brows and stuff. So I also did, just to bring back a little bit of that brightness in the inner corner, I did go in with this powder, which is the Superstay. It's just the brightest one, like kind of like before the exact cool tone. So they call it 112 or 11.2. I don't know. And then now that we're at this stage as well, where I've tapped like this, stippled out all of the cream blushes, a little on the nose as well, kind of just do this action to create that sunburnt. We're going to go in with this powder, which is the Huda, which is, it's in the shade Banana Bread, so it's good for like my skin tone. Some others might not, and I am at a point of probably needing to replace. And then I take this big velour powder puff. Learned we do this. You get the nice perfect amount for, I at least like to do this side. And then we'll do the same trick on the other side. Also, after I've done all of that powdering, I do like to go in with a setting spray to kind of just seal it all in as well and kind of marry those powders to the other products. And now that all this is done, this is the point where I'll go in with my brows, and then we'll focus on getting like the other powders and stuff on the face. Sometimes I'll be really bad and I will like do my brows last, but because this is like a pretty nice face, she's set, she's ready, she's good to go. If you want to get out the door, she's good, but because of how vicious I am with my brows and how particular I am with how they look, I like to get my brows on at this point. Brows are personal for everyone, so do your brows how you particularly like them. But like with everything in makeup, there is a particular technique. So we start here, and then also to like measure your brow, it's here, here, and then here. Should be your tail. Feel out your shape and style based on those dimensions. I always find one of my brows comes out slightly better than the other. They're similar, they're sisters, never twins. But you know, they look good, and at least I have cohesive brows at the end of this story. If you ever feel like you went a little heavy-handed in the front portion of your brow, just take the spoolie and brush her through. Hi, baby girl! All right, and we're back after managing our little guest. She's decided to join us. So we powdered, we got our brows all set and done. She's looking good. We're going to go in with our powder blush, and then we're going to go in with that bronzer. So and sometimes you can dab a little bit off on. Now, remember, whenever you dip into your pan, wherever you place first is going to have the highest pigment. That's why sometimes I like to go back in to the pan a bit, then go to the other side. So both these sides are getting that highest pigment that we can then blend and spread out over the nose a little bit and work it out. Is that good, Candy? You're getting hair all over the place. There we go. And we just stipple and sometimes drag and blend. Yes, that is going to go on the eye. And if you find it's getting like too intense and you're getting too much blush, you can go in with your sponge and just do this, and it'll kind of... Oh, thank you. Can we not take the candy back out and get sticky all over us? Yeah. And then for this, I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush like this, not the big one I've been using, and then just
Can you blow this?
swirl.
Okay, how swirl on it?
And there. So it's going to give, what has swirls on there? It's fine, baby. After you've gouged.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. See? Look at that. So what's nice about this and this, because of the mixture of all of those tones, same with, it's just the way the mixtures of the tones are applied. You're going to get that same even all over because we have the highlighting and the different shades, plus with the bronzer, which has a nice luminescent, like it's kind of like a pinky golden tone in there. And it's just going to create that beautiful. And the goal of this is to always give it a swirl.
You're so terrific. You're so pinky.
Okay, ma'am. You're being dangerous.
Garlicky burrito.
You giving me a super loaded garlicky burrito?
Garlicky
Thank
burrito,
you.
Yes.
Can I put this back?
Thank you.
Give me that.
Love you. Okay, so the perfect amount of warmth, or maybe just a little too much, I don't know. It all depends on your personal opinion. I think she's cute. I also think that, oh, you know what, actually, need to do. I think another thing that really helps with that is when you go in with this, which gives you those cute little freckles. This is graham cracker, so it's a nice, like, not too brown, like it's that mid brown. And I just do a little bit of this, and it gives just a nice kiss. Just a kiss. And sometimes if you find you're not getting product out of it, I close the lid, give it a little bit of a shake to agitate the stuff that's in there, and it'll come out stronger again. And do not worry, you can just kind of dab those out, and it'll again diffuse it so that it's lighter and not as intense. So just nice freckles. Now for the eyes. I like to keep it simple a lot of the times, especially for like this look that I was asked to show how to do. I like to go into shades kind of like this, which is just a nice camel brownie shade. And a lot of the times I'll just kind of take it in the corner of the eye and fluff it inwards. It's just to add a little bit of depth, a little dimension. You can even just take whatever bronzer you're using and like whatever bronzer you favor and do that. And just flick her from the corner of your eye, flick it forward, and you see like it automatically makes a little bit of difference, adds a little bit of depth to the outer corner. And of course, I'll just slowly build that up, kind of going up as well, but remaining on the outer corner, focusing there, and just kind of flicking forward. If your powders are really dusty, you can just tap off the excess, especially if they give you a lot of kickback, which this powder does not. So, but sometimes it does. I talked for too long there. And then I like to find a nice champagne-y kind of shade to just take my finger and put in the inner corner, and she's done. Top with whatever mascara you like, and that is the look. Love you guys. Mwah.